doing the same thing. They just drop constantly. They are constantly on the content being out there. You know, I mean, yeah, we have photographers, they're doing dope stuff, yes. So what's stopping me from doing the same thing or even showing off what South Africa is about on an international scale? And I think that's why most artists, they're starting to give them that heads up, or like, yeah, we see you, because they cannot create what they can create on a South African narrative or an African narrative, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like telling my friend, I'm like, man, I think the difference between us and them is that they drop their content constantly. But like, I'm backing up what you're saying on some, like, yo, we are also dope as South Africans because we do all these different things. It's just that we lack the documentation part of it. Like we say, oh, no, I did this, but then most people don't document what they do to share. I mean, we have social media for such things. You can just share this content and then people will absorb and mask into it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're not bad. We're not bad at all. I think we're doing okay. We're doing well, actually. We just now I think it's a matter of understanding our stories better and telling them better. But we're cool, man. We're doing well. We're doing well.
I'm gonna take your word on that, but I fully, honestly believe what you're saying, because I'm seeing a lot of people that are doing like the most, dog, and I love, I don't have like that jealousy thing on some, like, this one is doing more than me, or this one. It's not like, yo, you are you, I am me. You cannot be me, I cannot be you. So what you are doing, I'm proud of. What the next person is doing, I'm proud of, and vice versa. You know, some people come and tell me like, yo, what you're doing is dope and this and that and that, you know? So being dope at what you do as Mpumelelo, Frypan, Mfula, Puma Select stories happen. You know, I mean, I remember they used to host like these Puma Select sessions, and in the back of the store there, and people used to come through and chill and drink and have a good time. But then the Select stories started happening, and you were like in the midst of it. You were like in the middle of it. You were hosting it. You know, you still are, if I'm correct, right? How, dog? How did that? Like, was it also word of mouth on something like, yo, we know this kid, we see this kid is fresh, see this kid is dope, he's been doing a lot of MC, he's traveled well, he's got the culture by the, you know, did they highlight you or did you go to them?
It's a bit of both, because my relationship with Puma started in 2014. 2014 August. This is when they opened their Puma Select store.
Okay.
In Joburg. And through conversations, I got to be the manager, the first manager of that space when it opened. Yeah, I was there for 7 months though. That's why it's like a lot of people don't know about that period.
Oh wow,
you know?
I'm glad I know now.
Yeah, so I was the manager of that space. So it was like a year into RHTC. Then I took a break, kinda. It was still active, but I took a break to manage that Puma Select store.
Yeah.
And I got more experience, got a little bit more money, and a lot of other benefits. After 7 months, beginning of 2015, I left the job, went back into RHTC. Then I started what was known as the Let's Play Outside workshops in Bloemfontein. So these were like very similar to what you saw with the Puma Select Stories workshops.
Yeah.
But it was independent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was no like Puma behind it. There was no brand behind it except for the RHTC.
No brand, man. Yeah. It was us. It's like really like Fred Packer used to be the host of those.
Yeah.
Nosfiso from Red Bull.
Okay.
Used to bring us like up Red Bulls. There's this guy Lee who used to work at Liberty, which was like at Juta 71 Juta.
Oh yeah, I know Liberty.
He organized like the floor space, like the office space for us to use on the Saturdays for those.
Yeah.
Then we started, and the whole idea with those was, it was called Let's Play Outside, a creative alternative to, then we pick a topic like photography, storytelling, music. Then we have people who've taken out an alternative road to getting to where they are as successful entrepreneurs, or
as a
whatever,
photographer or an event manager or like whatever field that they got into.
Yeah, and they share game. Like it was real talk space. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, this is how you're gonna do. Get your rich friend to do that. Get that friend that drives to do that. It was real talk shit, you know.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of people. We had like an average of like maybe like 140 people at a time coming in. You know, there was a time where, dog, that thing used to start at 11, right? Then I used to get to those office at 9 to prepare. But the last one had to start earlier. So I got to that space at like 7, half past 7. There was a line.
For
Kids
people
were
to
lining
coming
up
in, wanting to get the information.
the information. I was like, yo, these niggas don't even arrive this early for school and they here on Saturday with this shit, you know? So I was like, yo, this is important. But we did 5 of them. That was dope. It got some traction, but I had to end it at 5 because it wasn't about a talk shop. We're talking, then you're gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I guess the conversation started there with Puma. They saw that and they liked that. Then we like they came with the agency they used and we had a conversation around it. Then we called it Puma Select Stories for the same purpose of giving young people an opportunity, not even young, but everybody an opportunity to learn from pioneers, make connection with pioneers, and learn practical steps of getting to where they are.
Yeah.
Steps that are alternative, where you don't have to go to school if you can't
For
afford
it.
it. You don't
Yeah.
have to get a job if you don't qualify, but you can start with where you are and eventually reach those levels. You
Yeah.
know, and you can only believe that when there's someone that's here that you know that's successful that did that, but now they get an opportunity. So Puma Select Stories has taken from that and developed into what it is right now, which is a more advanced version of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's dope. It's hella sick, bro.
Yeah, I just recorded the last here on Zoom actually
For real?
the next episode. Yeah, like
Who,
2 hours
was your
ago. The
guest?
next episode, shit. I'll tell you, it's Kamumpela.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so she's interesting, man. I don't think she's had an opportunity to tell
To tell
her
her story
story.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, we were able to tell like a small but very important part of who she is.
And I know, like,
She
you guys had
enjoyed
like
it.
big dogs also, as far as like guests. We had Rich Nisi up in there. I mean, there was Austin Malema also up in there, sharing information. And I think what that teaches us is that people are hungry for the information. They don't have, or rather, as much as the information is there online, it's so much better coming from an experience from a person. Like, this guy looks like me. He lives in the same country as me. He has struggles like me, and but he is where he is now because of 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think that's a very dope thing that you guys are doing, collaboration with Puma on that front, because the reason why also I created this platform during this lockdown is to share, or rather to give you guys a platform so I can brag about you, because you bragging about yourself, people tend to take it to the left. So this
Yes, funny
platform
style.
is who are just like, yo, I want to brag about the people that I know who are doing amazing stuff, from the big ones to the small ones to the, people who are still trying to figure this thing out. But I know that, I'm going to highlight you guys, just as much as you highlight other people, because the information needs to be shared. We're in the information age, Maji, you know. From this conversation,
That's it.
once we share it online, people get to have a better understanding of who Frypan Mfula is, as compared to just seeing you in the street and say, oh, that guy used to own a store here, or oh, hey, that kid, that nigga's cool, man, like, because there's people every year coming to Johannesburg, or rather getting into the creative field, but they don't know that there are people who are in the forefront getting the bullets, letting them know that, hey, we can't do this because we don't have the cash for it. Oh no, you don't have the budget for this. Oh, I had to fly to LA with my own shit, bro. For you to even know what complex con is about.
Yeah.
So that part, I really appreciate that part, dog. And I remember with the Puma Select stories, when the episodes came in, it was so dope. I was like, man, I would love to attend one of these. But like, the days that would happen, I would either be busy with something, I would either be like, it's natural photographer. you know, there's always something but I always check them out. I was like, okay, so they're having this. I'll check your Instagram stories, see how it goes and stuff like that. And you being a person, right? You being Melelo Frypan, Mfula, what inspires you to have like such a rich narrative of doing what you do? What gives you like inspiration to like, okay, you know what, I need to do 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yo, man, that's a hard one, especially right now to answer.
How so? Why specifically right now?
Because I mean, inspiration. I work with community, so being out there and seeing and being inspired by things and people is like where I draw the most information from, and mine is to translate it, is to help translate it to the rest of to a bigger community.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So now that there's isolation and we don't see much of each other beyond online, which I'm not online because my phone and the network here is
It's
weird,
just
so I
not
just gave
connecting.
but it's a blessing in disguise because I mean I can connect to Zoom and whatnot. That's cool. But it's I kind of forgot that a lot of the things I've done start from within,
Yeah.
you know. And I think for a lot of us that's the same where we need to listen to ourselves more
That
and
inner
pay more
voice.
attention. Yeah, it's your voice. That inner voice is your voice. Outside of ego,
Okay. Okay.
outside
Yeah.
of
Yeah. I like that.
hearing, you know, outside of what people think about you. So less time you spend on minding other people's business and minding your own internal
Oh,
business.
your
Then
voice inside
that
gets a bit louder. It's like, it's more, you can hear it properly without
more clear.
distractions. It's clearer. Yeah.
Yeah, then I believe that we all have a calling, and this thing doesn't start with us, man. It's like you pay more attention to yourself, you start paying more attention to your family and your lineage and people you
True.
come
True.
from.
Yeah.
And you find what you're doing is something that's been done long ago.
Yeah.
Some
In a
of you
different
in your
way,
family,
but this thing is nothing new under the sun.
it's nothing new. I mean, what you're doing is nothing new, but how you're doing it is new because now you use Zoom because this thing is new. It
You
wasn't
know,
here 20 years ago. You know what I
a
mean?
different platform
Um,
to use. Yeah.
you use your fancy camera, you use your fancy camera to take these pictures and edit them with your fancy phone. These things were not alive when your ancestors were, but you find that they were actually doing the same thing using tools of yesterday
Yeah.
to do it. So when you give yourself time to spend time with family, ask questions about family history, about yourself when you were younger,
Yeah.
start recollecting things, then you actually go into that inner voice that gives you the base of what you should do. Then only then I think you'll be ready and things will just work themselves out towards fulfilling your destiny. You'll be connected to the right people and you'll be able to do it. It's worked for me in different like times of my lives, and I always understood, or I've understood that before things happen, before I go into a certain season in my life to contribute, it starts with a phase of getting to know myself better, um, going into the past and healing from things from the past so that I can go into this new season with with
Clean,
with
fresh, clear-minded.
clean, pure heart, pure vision,
Yeah.
until it fucks me over and gets me back to square one. But it's challenging. It's challenging.
Yeah.
That's how things go. But I think now is a good time for that. I haven't figured out a lot because the store is closed both online and
Physically,
physically.
yeah.
That for like close to 2 years now, right?
Has it been 2 years now?
Been that long, my dude.
Damn, bro. It was
So
like just like yesterday when we were chilling in the store, hollering and having fun and drawing stuff on the wall and checking, man.
So I
Ish.
mean, time fly, and that was
Hey.
good, but it was good for that season, for what it was, you know.
For that
So
Frypan,
now,
like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
for all of us,
Mm.
you know, I think we all needed that, because I don't think it's just a Frypan thing. Frypan, it's not a Frypan created the space and everybody came to because it's genius, you know. I just feel like it was a thing of um, I was doing what I have to do, what I was
With
called
the
to
little
do
that
at
you
that
have.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the skills that I have, with the gift that I've been given, then everybody else also, because of the energy of that time, dictated that this thing must live and it's going to attract this much, like these many people are going to create this community. And those people were going through the same process, and they found a space, and we found each other, and we did the amazing things, you know. Those
It's
those things had to happen for that time,
yeah.
you know. And if it could have happened without me too, that's one thing we need to also
Keep in
appreciate.
mind,
Is
yeah,
that
like people believed it that much that even if you were not around, or rather not in that space, it would have happened regardless.
it would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you cleanse yourself and use yourself as a vessel and put the ego aside, you're able to fulfill what the time dictates and work with people who are on the same level and,
Wavelength as you.
you know,
Yeah.
this challenge. But it's not really about the individual character. It's about us getting ready to fulfill our mandate. And that's why I love what's happening to now. It's like everybody's online,
Yeah.
lives here.
Hey boys, live.
It's a lot of content, but I see how people are experimenting. People are experimenting and trying to find answers, and that's how we go about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we learn in different ways. Some through these, some through observing, some through quiet times.
Yeah.
So I think we're in an interesting space right now. So
I'm currently loving, actually since the lockdown, I'm loving the lockdown, because it also, like as you said, it gives you like a self perspective kind of thing. Like you evaluate oneself, you know, and then you do your own historical background. You check on what I've been doing so far. It also upgrades you on some, like, once this thing is done, are you inspired? Did you learn some things throughout the lockdown about yourself? Or is there something that I want to do after this thing, you know? Because a lot of people are just chilling at home. I mean, obviously taking it day by day, but us being who we are, we always want to keep the teaching and the creativity alive, you know? And well, with me, I don't stop. It's like I cannot stop. You know, either I'm editing pictures that are from like 5 years ago that I'm re-editing now, or I'm thinking of the new idea I can do with a friend of mine, or can you document something during this lockdown? I mean, obviously we keep it safe, but you know, a friend of mine actually called me today. I was like, yo, can we do a photo shoot tomorrow? And stuff like that. And the weather is so beautiful here. I'm like, let's do it. You know, so with this platform that I created, Who Art, is that like, yo, I want people to feel that, okay, sharp. Gab is a photographer. He knows all these creatives, but how do they converse based on the craft that they're into? You know, and you did mention that I've always felt that energy from you, that you don't think that it's about you. You know, I don't think I've ever gotten a feeling of something like, yo, I want to do this. I. You've always been a person who's always bringing everybody to the same energy that you're in, and try and see, okay, can we work together on this? Bringing your skill set. Yo, I can bring this to the table. Can you bring that to the table? And then once it's together, you present it as a package to the world like that. And I always appreciate that about you, because I've never gotten the like, I did this alone thing. I did that. You always give props to whoever we're working with for a specific project or a specific thing, you know. And that is amazing, dog. You should keep that with you during and after this lockdown, you know. It's a very cool narrative that you have. But also I want to know from you, the overall narrative for you as Frypan. What is it like? What's your campus? What's your North Star?
I mean, I think I'm selfish as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a
Aren't we
different
all?
way.
Aren't we all?
Because being an artist, being creative is a selfish. You gotta be selfish.
Yeah,
You know,
it's some,
otherwise you
yeah.
won't create anything.
Mm.
So I think, in as much as my job and the things I've done are part of community,
Mm.
they are equally very selfish because it's a vision I had and it's something in my mind and heart and I wanted to live.
Mm.
So there's the selfishness that happens, and sometimes it causes some sort of irrationality. So that's not good. But that's not good because the ego comes into play, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
that fucks
Mm-hmm.
up everything. That's when things get fucked up. So it's a matter of balancing both. But I'm human too, man. You
You
know,
know, yeah,
I want
you're
to
allowed to
shine
make
too.
mistakes.
Get lost in the source. Get lost in the source, you know.
You know, but I
But
feel like like
yeah,
the way you went about it, how people like know you from you being you, right, and the accolades
yeah,
that you have. Um, as selfish as you say it seems, because it's you, you know that okay, this is something that I've wanted for me, and also to affect people like that. It's like I think people will easily forgive you, as selfish as it comes. You know, they'll forgive you for the fact that you do make selfish decisions, but they end up being for everyone. If that makes sense, how I'm saying it.
yeah. Yes and no, man. Some people will understand. Some people won't be in a space of understanding, and that's okay. You know, that's okay.
Not here to please
It's
everybody.
Yeah, plus we're all selfish. So people who still say, your Frypan is a good dude, they probably got what they wanted from Frypan.
Okay.
You know, and there's people saying Frypan is they probably didn't get what they wanted from me.
From
And it
you.
may not have been the best thing to get from me
Uh-huh.
at that time.
Yeah.
So I'm human, I'm just like everybody. And
Yeah.
so far as the future is concerned, I'm just taking it, to be honest, every season,
Mm.
you
So
know,
you look at it like that. You
I'm
look at it
still
like seasoning.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at like seasons. I think because two reasons. It's helped me let go of the past.
Mm. Okay.
You know, as
Yeah.
beautiful as what we've spoken about
Yeah.
is and everything I've been part of,
Mm.
I need to let it go so that I can do better.
Oh, okay. Don't
Yeah,
hold on to your version of your past. So, because then it affects your movement to the future. Because you're
yeah,
clinging on to
understand. I mean,
a version of something.
yeah, because we're maturing. So for me, one season will definitely affect the next season.
Yeah.
But I can't repeat what I did last season
Last
because the
season,
time is
yeah.
gone.
That time
It's
is
never
gone.
going to happen.
Yeah.
You will never see another RHTC playground clothing store in Bram. Forget it. It's done
It's
for life.
moving
You know
on
what
to
I
the
mean?
next season.
Now it's another season where I've grown, my perception has grown,
Yeah.
I understand myself better. There's new problems in the world
That you need to
that
deal
needs to
with,
be
and yeah.
solution. So now the next season, we'll see, maybe we'll
So
have this conversation.
do you have a
Yeah.
plan of like future projects that you want to work on, regardless of if you have put those plans in place? Is there like certain projects
I,
that you
al-
want to work on that you can just
I
share a
always
little bit?
I always have plans, man. Always, like the
I believe
day,
that.
the day, the day we closed down the store, I had
Yeah.
plans. I had plans of what's next. You know what I mean?
I remember that
So
conversation that we had about doing that young exhibition up in there, bro. It's still like
ish.
it's still ish, boy. It
No,
sits with me
I don't think
sideways, yo.
I don't think you have to worry about that because everything that has to happen will happen.
Yeah.
Just in not in the manner in which we thought it would be. Most of the
Yes.
time, it happens
Yeah.
10 times better, not because we've got more budget or bigger spaces. No, it happens 10 times better for what it is and for what it should mean to
Mm.
people. So I
Mm.
always make plans. Not all of them, most of them don't happen when I
Mm.
want them to happen.
Mm.
I have to go through my own season.
Yeah.
Then
Could be for season
and
4, but you were thinking in season 1 or season 2. You know, it could be like a season 4 plan, but that you're currently in season 2. You know.
It's exactly that. So
Yeah.
my first version, maybe I was thinking version 1, but by the time I'm doing it, I'm already on version 6 because I went to Ghana, I went to LA, I went to Uganda.
Perspective changed.
You know, I got into shit with this, with that. I lost this person. I found this person.
Yeah.
Then all of that when it comes, it gets you ready for a season. The season can be like 6 months to like 5 years. The next 5 years, you know. So that's how I go about life. Because everything I do has like as a common denominator, but it lives in different ways and forms. And sometimes I have to wait for it, you know. But I know it's coming. It always comes.
Come on now.
Yeah.
If anything should let you know that it must come through. I mean, like the things that you get involved in, my dog. Most people go about chasing it for the longest time. Some go about it the wrong way. You know, to have that platform for you to use it and as a teaching experience to people and also to yourself. You know, to teach yourself about yourself. You know, it's a dope thing. You know, it's a learning curve for everyone. Because those that come through to the Puma Select stories, they learn from the people, the guests that you have, and then you learn from the guests that come through. They learn from how you deal with things, and vice versa. You know, like that. We're all teaching each other to be better.
That's it.
My dog, thank you for this conversation, man. It's been eye-opening. I didn't even know some of the things that you were letting me know about. You know, so hopefully, you know, people can get inspired by the conversation that we just had right now. You know, I don't want to keep you too long. We also got things to do. It's like close to like 4 right now. So, hey?
I got shit to do, man. I am not even gonna. I'm done with the day.
But I remember when I was talking to Frypan, and I was telling him that I did like a photo walk in my neighborhood, in Mokopane, Maholerek. It was something that I always wanted to do, right? But I didn't think that people here at home are ready for such a thing till I actually did it. You know, like there was this thing of like, I'm not sure if people here want to get into that because, you know, it's a very small town and, you know, everybody knows everybody, but you can tell who the creatives are, who aren't, and stuff like that. But I just opened it to the community. I was like, yo, we're doing this thing at this time. We're going to meet up at this place. Come through with your phones, cameras, and let's just take a walk and shoot and capture our beautiful guys. You know what? And people showed up, man. Like there was a lot of people coming that some of them I didn't even expect, you know, and I can give you that credit and say, yo, the reason behind that happening was based on the inspiration from you doing what you do, the bigger picture that you like taking and getting everybody involved and pieces of people coming through to help you do certain thing. You know, I can tell you right now that that whole walk was inspired by having certain interactions with you and looking at what you do as a creative, you know. So props to you, my dog.
That's dope, man. Glad I could be of value to you, you know. But yeah, this thing doesn't belong to any of us. If anyone wants to copy my shit, they can do it. Wholeheartedly. I used to feel some type of way about it when it came from not people, but like I used to find it flattering. I used to find it flattering when younger people did it. But when my peers did it, I was like, man, can't you come up with shit? But now I understand that it's whatever. These are not my ideas, man. I found this shit here and added, you know, a little bit of whatever I add.
On it, you
put
yourself in it and it became something, you know?
Yeah, but
like we said, so there's nothing new under the sun. So, you know, we are all here inspiring each other to do something, you know. I know very well that I'm also not the only photographer in my neighborhood, and people look at me and some like, yo, man, you're the best. But I'm like, I don't think so, though. There's still so much to do for me to even take those words into seriously like that. I appreciate you guys telling me, But I personally feel like, yo, there's so much that I still need to do. You know, being a creative sometimes also comes with that validation thing, you know, and it's not something I enjoy, but I know it's there. I'm aware of it. I'm aware that validation comes in when you're creative and when you're doing something dope, you know. But at the same time, I don't let it drive me.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Put that ego on check. I do.
But dog,
Kuma, thanks for the conversation.
I know, appreciate it very much. You know, thanks you for allowing your time to have this conversation with us. I'm gonna tag you once it's posted, and then you get to see it from a different perspective.
I'll see it when I see it, man.
Because hey, Instagram for you, yeah.
I'm off Instagram for like, it's been like 3 weeks now.
Dog, do you mind telling me how old are you, dog?
Oh, you wanna know?
Yeah.
Shit, no one has told me that. How old do you think I am?
Oh man, I always lose with these ones. I'm thinking maybe probably like 33 or 34.
You, this nigga. For real?
Hey, man.
I'm looking. I've never had anyone say that at that level. I'm 29 this year. I'm turning 30.
Dog, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So like what? Is it at 91?
90.
90. Oh, me and you are about the same age though.
For real?
Yeah, because I'm turning 30 10th May. Just coming month.
See, you're a few months older than me. I'm August 22.
Damn, yeah. Bro. Alright, dog. Now at least I got to know something that I did not know at all. You know? Out of the whole conversation.
Nobody asked that question, man. Everybody assumes like, oh, this nigga's in his like early 20s and shit like that.
I wouldn't have guessed early 20s. I know that, you know, the conversation you have with people you have a better understanding of, because some things come with experience, you know?
That's it. You know it because of that.
Yeah. So I figured you're probably like either late 20s, early 30s at best. Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Right in the center of it over there.
That's it.
Dog, say what's up to the family. Be well, dog. Let me just stop this shanties out here, the recording. Thanks, my boy.
What up?